Hey, my name's Ezra, and I'm a first-year medical student studying here in Tennessee. Welcome to the joint effort. So you may be wondering, Ezra, why aren't you at your normal desk situation, you know? And I would say because I'm actually on spring break. I'm here today in the Chow kitchen, where all the magic began. Right, Mom?
Yes.
Before I left Memphis to come here in Knoxville for spring break, I actually made a big bowl of chili, and I want to share that with you today. So in addition to the chili, I also had some cornbread that I made from Trader Joe's. But I think my mom, whoa, woo. No, but so I made some cornbread from Trader Joe's, and then I also had some chow chili that is obviously my mom's recipe. It's very good. I highly recommend it, and it's super easy to follow and super easy to make. So without further ado, let's head back to Memphis where the magic continues. See you there. For some reason, this pepper had a lot of water in it. I think it's what happened when I washed it, but let's just clean it up and continue cooking. So what I'm using for this chili is 1 can of garbanzo beans, 1 can of corn, 1 can of tomatoes, 1 can of stewed tomatoes, 1 can of black beans, a can of kidney beans or red beans, and a big jar of crushed tomatoes. All right, now you wash all the beans in a colander and get ready to cook. So after the pan is nice and hot and you've added some oil, I just used canola oil here, you want to add your meat. And so today I'm using ground turkey, around 85% fat-free. I like turkey better than beef just because it's leaner. It doesn't make you feel as heavy. My sister added some other ground turkey that we had in the freezer just to get rid of some extra meat that we had in storage. But after you do that, add some salt and pepper, add for flavoring, and give it a good mix. So once the beef has been cooked, you want to add the bell peppers and chopped onions. Make sure the onions have kind of sweated out before you do anything else. Once they've been sweated out, you add the cans of tomato. You're adding canned tomato before any of the beans have been added. And then once the cans of tomato have been added, you just want to let this stew. I think what really makes chili is the seasoning. Here are just a variety of seasoning that I'm using. Basically just found stuff in my pantry, but whatever you have, cumin always goes good. I use Mexican chili powder. I had some chipotle chili powder in there, and then also some cayenne for heat. But any powders that you have in your pantry should do well. You just kind of mix. I think chili is a lot of experimentation with flavor. You just mix different flavors around until it tastes good to your tongue. After the chili has been simmering for a bit, you want to then add all the beans and corn, all the fixings. So once all the beans have been added in corn, you just want to mix the chili around and let it simmer for a bit. As you can tell, chili is a lot of simmering, waiting, and tasting. So as the chili is simmering on the stove, I'm going to start making the cornbread. The cornbread today is super easy. I'm just using a Trader Joe's mix. Not sponsored by Trader Joe's, but I find that their cornbread mix is really good. Just using the ingredients on the labels and just following the steps. So at this step, I realized that actually the cornbread was getting a little too dry and thick. I think it's because I actually did not use the required amount of milk. Instead, I used a third of it, and so I replaced it with water, and it actually turned out pretty okay. As you can see here, the mix liquefied, and it was much more spreadable. Time to check back on the chili. Oh yeah, that's good. Nice and hot, piping hot, simmering. All the flavors have begun to mix together. Give it a good last whirl, and it's ready to go. So in addition to the traditional toppings that you put on chili, I like to add avocados. Avocados are really good and healthy fats, and they actually add a good color and vibrance to the dish as well. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.